For this project, you will need a stencil, some watercolor, a slightly bigger brush, just like maybe pinky nail size, some string, a bone folder, a hole punch, and a scissor. The template will be on my website under the blog post that I'm going to make. So you can just kind of print it out and trace it, and you can make it bigger and smaller. I'm going to do 2 different sizes just to show you. So any stencil will work. This is in my my series of stencils that I created. You can also find that on my website. I will link to that. But this is one of my favorite stencils. I love mandalas. I do believe in magic always. So, you know. So, oh, and you need a water cup and maybe a towel. And a semi-clean workspace because, you know, you need that. Now, you may not see this stencil as it is. So basically, it doesn't really matter what the picture is. You're not really going to see it. Another thing is it's going to have a watercolor effect. That's the idea we're going for. So let me show you what we're doing. I also like the smaller one because you will see. So this kind of is a 5x7. I think it's kind of the size of my, you know, a little bigger than my hand, but you know, easy to manipulate, to pick up and whatever. Okay, so I'm going to start at the top so I can see my pencil lines. So I'm going to start at the top. And I like to do the cool colors, warm colors, kind of. Be mindful that if you don't stay next to the color wheel, you know, if you stay, you go opposite colors, you may get like a mucky effect. You may not like it. But I'm just going to go like this, brushing it up, using a big brush. You will see that it puddles. Sometimes it dries a little light. We can come back and just add more. I go for purple, blue, green, and I kind of match and mix them in. Now, I am done. I'm ready to pick it up. I ended with some purple over here. So when I clean up, I lift up. And you can also splatter right just the way my workspace is not so clean. Also cannot speak today. I'm going to place it down. And instead of going to red, I may go to burgundy. Go. Add maybe some red now, maybe some orange. Make them wet. The more you kind of swirl, the cooler your color will be, you know, the more stronger. I try not to stay too much in my lines. I can see that this kind of just made one big blob. No worries. I'll show you what to do. But I kind of like how it pulls, how it looks. I'm going to go here and then maybe go bluish because the paint that's on the stencil, I actually have already a lot happening over here. And then I'm going to go this way. Making it. Me, love this. It's kind of messy. It's kind of cool. I like the way it looks. I can still see my pencil lines. It always dries a little bit lighter. So I'm going to go down to this bottom one. So me personally love this kind of mismatch idea. Okay, so now if you want to clean your stencil, you may just want to place it in between, you know, two paper towels and just gently press. And then you have a pretty paper towel, because we all love that. Don't throw this away. See, pretty paper towels. Moving all my things so I can move it up. Okay, this was with a lot of water. You guys see how I just plopped it on. It was kind of great. Now I'm going to see if I can control a little bit more. However, still not too much, because that one is kind of bluish, purplish. I may want to do the burgundy more. So I want to see if I can make a different color. Burgundy and red. Do the whole stencil. Maybe you even can go a little bit into yellows. Lift up. You can see that even though it's still really the watercolor effect, you can see a little bit more detail versus this one. You don't see so much. I'm going to place it here. And at any point, if you feel you need to clean your stencil, I would just gently pat it between two paper towels. More red, more burgundy. I love burgundy and yellow together. I like that color scheme. Lift it up. You can kind of see a little bit more. Maybe time to quickly do a clean between the two paper towels. I'm staying with the same color, so I'm not going to use any cool color. I'm staying with all the warm color, and I'm basically just plopping on the paint. With watercolor, it will always go underneath, so it's not like acrylics where you can control the stencil. So it will always go underneath because it's so flowy. But I kind of like the mix effect it gives. You can also do this with acrylics to control a little bit more what's happening. Oh, look how pretty that looks. They look like flowers. I love it. And then I'm just going to place it down, repeating. So a small stencil works a little bit easier because you can control and pick it up and move it around a little bit more. Versus if it was a big one. So I like the size of these stencils I made. It's very useful for my mixed media classes, for my mixed media journals. Oh, I love it. Well, now I feel these 2 points look a little empty. Okay, I'm gonna just clean it again, place it between two paper towels again, just like this, and I just pat it. And then very pretty paper towel by now. Let's see if I place it down like this, I can need both. Yes. Yeah, so okay. Pretty. Okay, I think that should be fine. Now I want to show you guys something. Okay, so now the top part got enough time to dry. Looks pretty good. I don't know if you can see my pencil lines. I can still see them. I can still see the pencil lines. Just going to flip it upside down. And I just want to show you, if you've done this and it was too wet, you don't like it, then make sure you clean your brush in between. you can just come back and add another layer. And then, see, you can just come back and kind of, and it's going to dry and it's going to look a little different. And so if it feels, if it's your first time and you play around, do as many layers on top of each other. The only thing is always wait for them to dry in between, or else it's just going to flow, flow, flow. I think I'm going to do a little purple here. Let's see. Just going to do. And then this is also why you want to use a slightly bigger brush, because more water, more paint, more of everything. Okay. And now I do not know why there. And I clean my stencil. And I have this. So pretty. Okay. Watercolor dries pretty fast, but just to quickly speed up, I do have my heat gun, so it's going to be a little noise in your ear. I apologize. Okay, so there's still a few wet spots. I'm going to take that same paper towel and I'm just going to dab it because most of them are off my design in any case, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so now for step 2. So first step, well, actually this is step 3. So first you want to trace it, then you want to fill it in, and now you want to use your bone file folder. And if you don't have one, a knife can work also well, kind of like a butter knife. Maybe one that doesn't, that's like got a smooth blade. And then you want to find, so I'm going to make my lines a little darker just so you guys can see what I'm doing. So this corner is important right here. This one is important right here. This one is important. This one and this one. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit more. So here are 5 corners that is important, and then this one. Okay. First, we go up and down. And you basically want to just push down, like as if you would draw a pencil line, but you're going to use your bone folder. Then you want to go side to side. So line up with these 2 corners like this, and then make a little line with your bone folder. And then you want to go to this one. And you want to go from that one to this one again. Then you want to cut them out. So there's no way for me to speed up this, so you just patiently have to watch me cut it up. And then as I'm doing this, I'm reminding myself, I'm just going to cut this out. I'm reminding myself that I didn't the glue is important too. I like to use double-sided tape because it's just easier and faster. And I just go to the Dollar Tree and I buy a roll of double-sided tape. Oh, and we were supposed to do this little flop. I will do it now. So also use your bone folder on this little pencil line right here. That is also where you're going to put the double-sided tape. Okay, so this is kind of the shape. Now, sometimes it's a little easier to flip it over so you can, it depends on how busy your design is, and you kind of want to make a little hole. If you go too close to the edge, it may tear. So, you know, be mindful where you make them. Okay, like that. So you have holes in all of them. This is the roll of double-sided tape you can get from the Dollar Tree. They are really skinny, they're really easy to use. I'm just going to cut this and glue it down like that. It doesn't really matter if there's a little piece hanging off. Now, like that. I am going to, sometimes you just have to use your finger and let it stick to the paper, and then you can find the top section to peel off. And you want to fold on your bone folder. To me, it doesn't really matter which side you do this on. And then automatically it's making like a little dome. Do you guys see that? And then it's going to line up and you can just glue it with the double-sided tape. So easy. And then if you want to place something inside, I have, just open them up. This, and you can put like a name tag on it or whatever, and you can put like little Hershey Kisses inside. Maybe you have space for 3. And now you are basically just bending these ones like so. There's not really a specific line. You don't really need to make a line. And then I'm gonna go under and then over. And then under and then over. Do not pull it all the way out on this side. So over, under, over, under. It's always better to start with a slightly bigger string just so you do not pull them. Gonna go like this. Now be careful when you push them together that you do not tear your little holes, because the paper is that, but watercolor paper is kind of thick, so it should be fine. And then this is kind of a 2-person job to close it. I'm trying to pull it through so I can just make a little knot. Be very careful not to tear the little holes. So use your big hand or cup it with like, you know, like this, and then you just use your fingers. And it doesn't have to be so specific. You can make like a nice big bow on it. And then for sure, double knot. And now there's like Hershey's Kisses, Hershey's Kisses. Now I cannot say Hershey Kisses inside. And you can make a little knot here at the top. And you can hang it on a gift on your tree. You can make a little name. So maybe you want to use some of your leftover. Actually, it's much easier to use a little utility knife. Use your leftover. I'm thinking skinny for this one would be much nicer. So as much as I tried to went through the supply list ahead of time, I'm also just gonna, type it up because clearly forget stuff that I'm using. I want to make it a little smaller, but I want to lose a bit of that side. This. Yeah. Okay. And then what you can do is you make a little dot like in the middle, like that. Oh, don't know if you can see this. And then you just take a scissor and you cut with an angle towards that dot. And then you have a cute little thing. Make a hole. And write a name. I'm going to just write, this will be 41. And you can kind of be creative with how you want to write the names. You can also stamp them. Stamping is so much easier. I'm just making it big. His name is so small. Or short. Shouldn't say small. Just short. And then it's like, but wait, there's more. So now you already made a little knot. So maybe, untie the knot. And add a name. And you can hang this on a present. You can hang it on the tree. You can add a bead or a bow. Or something cute. Little holly. A pom-pom. And there you have hidden Hershey's Kisses. Now, this can also be money or, you can place anything. And I am on my cutting board. And let me just see if I can. Oh, it is about like, I don't know, like 3.5, maybe like 3 inches. So it's a decent size. Maybe like 3. So it's like a 3. So this is the bigger one. Okay. And so very cute. Okay. And then the smaller one. Here are the important corners. Oh, now I cannot even see this one here. So sometimes it's a little easier to cut it out after you do the scoring with your bone folder before you cut it out. Because it's in one piece and it doesn't go up and it's a little easier. But you can always just cut it out and then do the folding afterwards. So let's see if I cut it out so you can just see both of them. So this one is smaller. I will say less Hershey Kisses. We'll put in this one. And then another way I think to make it easier to just make a lot of them is if you cut out the paper, if you print out your own printed paper, if you cut it out and then trace it for the first time, maybe on cardstock or something that's just a little bit thicker. So you just have to kind of trace the outline. I think the paper, because you know, if you trace over and over and over, like we normally trace our watercolor projects, it may get, but I think the paper might not hold so well. Okay, that was a little harder because I couldn't really see what I was doing. Okay, so here is the little flower. Wait, did I do it the same way? Probably. I thought I wanted to give you two options and maybe I just did the same thing. Score the little flap that will get the double-sided tape. Go down. Oh, I guess I did do it this way. Well, anyway, here you go. Now you can also go just like this directly. Well, no, we did it this way. Okay. Never mind. This way. And then score. Score. Make sure you don't go on the other side of the flap. And this double-sided tape, like I said, is from Dollar Tree. Works really well. Make sure you firmly press it down. So you just, and then it's always easy to start at this little corner. Nope. Well, I say easy and then it's not. There. And then. Flip it over. This one is really small, so be careful with the hole punch. The hole punch, oh, see, don't do that. Hole punch is a little bit big. Oh, don't do that. Yeah, so if you were like me and you went a little wild by that, like that, you're going to take some clear tape like this, and you are going to fold it one side and make sure you fold it to the other side. And so you will not really see it. Make sure you reinforce that wall that is no more there. Cut it out. See if we can just make a new hole. So this may require a bigger bow. This one should be fine. Well, let's see. Okay. And so now you have a smaller one. You want to kind of first just push them so you can fold the paper. You don't really want to make a hard fold like these ones. You just kind of want to fold them together. I am getting a ribbon. I have a blue one. Make sure your ribbon is long enough so when you do the weaving, it doesn't pull out. And over, under, until you get to the end. So nobody's really going to see if you didn't really do a good job on your punching. If you have an awl, you can maybe get a smaller punch. And now it's again the one hand thing where you push them together. And then when you have them, you want to see if you can tie a knot. You may also call a friend. Watch me struggle. Oh, I didn't put a Hershey Kiss in. Oh, hold on. Oh, let's see how many we can fit in this one. The other one could have actually had more. Yeah. Do make a double knot. So see me stay together. And try to make this even, you know, so now I have to cut it. Let's make another name tag. Oh, so it kind of looks awesome if you have these uneven edges. Kind of looks like paint drips down, and you can measure it out or you can just eyeball it. And then just make it a little straight. Oh, don't take the ribbon. You want to go fancy, maybe you want to be maybe fancy will be this way. So you make a little dot, maybe do it from the other side, easier to see. Little dot. And then put. Look how cute. Make a punch a hole. And everyone is apparently one lucky boy. He's just getting them all. And then push them in. Could have totally pulled them a little bit closer together, but I was so scared because my punching job wasn't great. And there, two cute, really cute little ornaments. Please remember to show me when you are done. If you make them, I always like to see your color combinations or your stencil. But do you guys see what I mean when I said you don't really see? Let me zoom out a little bit more. Do you see that you don't really see the stencil so much? It doesn't really show up. It's kind of just this cute watercolor effect. So, and even if you have spots that's kind of just the same color, you can still see the different painting, you know, and then I think it looks really cute. There you go.